If you want to open up this science book to page 135, you can see a picture there of a man carving with a knife. And I asked my kiddos, how do you know that that's a man? And some of their answers over the years have been, well, he has hair on his arms or hair on his hands. You can kind of see that reflected a little bit. His hands look like maybe they're worn. Looks like his nail, his thumbnail there is maybe a worn nail, not just like a kid nail. He's got more wrinkles. And then we look at the little picture on the inset where it says number 10. We can look at that little boy. And we can see that he has shiny skin and dark skin. Skin. It's an interesting organ in our body. It's the biggest organ. An organ is a group of cells that work together, like your heart and your lungs and your liver and your skin. It's an organ. Then it talks a little bit on the next page. It says, close your eyes and feel the skin on your eyes. Can you do that? And that skin is super, super soft. It's so soft. Or the skin on the bottoms of your feet. Or the skins on the palms of your hands. It's so soft. But if you feel the skin on your elbow, sometimes that's kind of rough. Skin. It changes to what body part it's hooked onto. Skin is an interesting study. And for the next few days, we're going to talk a little bit about skin. It says, look at the skin on your arm. There are many things you notice about it. You can see it has color. It's sometimes it doesn't have all the same color. It says, feel the skin on your eyelids. Does it feel the same as the skin on your hand? Look at the color and texture of the skin on your elbows. What can you tell about skin? Have you look at skin right there. Isn't that funny? On your knuckle, or on your, if you put your elbow out, you have this little bloppy of skin right there. Why did the Lord create so much skin right there? Why did he put extra skin right here? So that you can bend. So that your elbow can bend. Now it's all smooth, but when I bend it out, look at, I've got all that little extra skin in there. And you do too. The Lord Jesus put extra skin on your knees and your elbows and all of your knuckles so that you can bend them. Otherwise, if the skin was just tight, you couldn't bend it. You would split your skin, and that would be owie bowie. All right. So, skin is an organ. That's what it says on page 137. Can you remember what an organ is? It's many cells and tissues working together. Skin has many parts. It has layers. And we're going to talk about the layers of skin. The layer that you see, the layer that's on the outside, the layer that can get sunburn, the layer that can get suntan, the layer that has freckles on it, or the layer that has moles on it. That is the epidermis. The epidermis. It's the part you get to see. And if you were able to peel off your epidermis without it hurting, underneath would be the dermis. And those were your two spelling words from last week. Remember? The epidermis and the dermis. The epidermis is the part you see, and the dermis is the part that is underneath. The epidermis is very, very thin. And maybe when you felt your eyelids, you could feel that that skin was very thin. A lot thinner than the skin on your elbow. Your epidermis is very thin, whereas your dermis is a little thicker. They've taken a cross-section, like they've taken a piece of skin and they're trying to cut it, and that's what you see on page 137. They're cutting that so that you can kind of see what your skin actually looks like. Now, it's not exactly, I think it's hard to imagine because kids think it's really thick. It's not. It's the whole thing is very thin. But this kind of gives you an idea of what your skin actually looks like. And then it talks a little bit there about your skin is constantly replacing itself. It's like if you fell down on your bicycle last week and you got a big ooey bowie on your knee or on your elbow. After a while, those boo-boos aren't going to be there. And next fall, I'll ask you, okay, you said you fell on your bike. That was in the last of April. Where did you get hurt? And you won't even remember which leg it got hurt because your skin heals itself. It's constantly changing. It's constantly repairing. That's why you take a bath. Every night or every morning, you take a shower or you take a bath. And you're not in there just to enjoy sitting under, being under the warm water or splashing around in the warm water playing with your toys. You're there to scrub. And why are you scrubbing? You're scrubbing off all the old dead skin cells. And you're scrubbing all your bottoms of your feet, even though it's so tickly to do that. But you're scrubbing your toenails, you're scrubbing your elbows, you're scrubbing every little spot in your body. And when you get done, all of that dirty water is down the drain and it's full of soap and dead skin. Your skin is constantly replacing itself. So that's why if you have a cut, the cut constantly is changing, and one day it was very, very bad, and maybe it had a very bad scab, and before long the scab fell off, and pretty soon your skin was as good as new. Your skin repairs itself. Isn't that incredibly amazing? Your skin also, when you put on your clothes, like you put on a coat, and your coat is running against the skin on your arms. Your coat on the inside actually has skin cells in it that have brushed off from your skin. And so that there's room to make new skin. Your old skin has to fall away, and your new skin is to want to say, get rid of the old, because the new stuff is ready to come in here. So that's why Mommy washes your clothes, because there's dead skin on the inside, whether it's your pants, your jeans, whether it's your sweaters, your t-shirts, your sweatshirts, whatever, there's dead skin cells on the inside. So Mommy says, hey, you can wear it maybe a couple times, maybe even 3 times, but then it's time to wash it, and we're going to get rid of all those old epidermises, and we are going to make your clothes shiny, clean, and she'll put on fresh clothes for the next day. So Mommy is constantly aware that your skin is replacing itself, and she is sure to wash your clothes very, very well. The epidermis is on the outside. That's the part you see. And the epidermis can get sunburned. Back in the day, I think when my kids were probably older than your parents. So sunblock had just been invented. Whereas I think sunblock has been in your parents' time. Sunblock has always existed. But it didn't used to be. When I was a little kid and I was at the lake, we went out and we got burnt. And we tried not to stay out in the sun too much, but nevertheless, we got burnt. And when we got burnt, our epidermis would peel off, and it would be sore for a while, and pretty soon more skin cells would come, and we'd be good to go. Today, young people don't live that way. Today, Mommy puts cream, some kind of sunblock on you when you go out to play, because they found out that it's a lot healthier to do it that way than to get burned all the time and have to lose your skin. That's not healthy, and yet that's the only choice we had. We would get burnt, and then Mommies would say, okay, put on if we were in our swimming suits, Mommy would say, go ahead and now you have to wear a shirt or a t-shirt on top of your suit. And we didn't like it because when you got that wet, it was all draggy all over you, and that wasn't fun. So we didn't really like to do it. But that's the only way you could not get sunburn. There had nothing been invented yet that prevented sunburn. But today you don't have to worry about that. Today there's sunblock, every kind of sunblock. Kid sunblock where you hardly get any sun at all, and it's better for you. It's healthier for you. But back in the day, nope, that had not been invented. But so your skin can get sunburned, or your skin can get tan. And if some of you have been to, maybe in the middle of the wintertime, go to Hawaii, or in the middle of wintertime, go to Florida, and come back and you have a tan because you've been in the sun and it's been nice and warm and your skin has gotten dark as it's had so much of that vitamin D in it. So your skin looks different than it did when you left. You're not as white anymore because you've gotten a tan. Also in this springtime, little kiddos have extra pigment, and lots of times you have all these little freckles just right in here. Some kids are just freckled pusses. Oh, they got freckles, 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 and it's always so cute. Because later on in life, unless you've got red hair, usually later on in life you don't have those cute freckles. But you do when you're little, and the summer sunshine comes out, or the spring sunshine, and I get to see all the kids, and they've got all these little cute freckles across their little nose. And I know they've been outside playing in the sun, and that's always fun. Your skin might also have a scar in it, your epidermis. So like if a cat scratched you, like one time when Spencer was little, a cat scratched him right here. And even today he has a scar on his epidermis because of a cat scratch. So you might have an owie like that where it's actually a scar, and that is in your epidermis. You also might have a mole or a birthmark that's on your epidermis. So your epidermis is the part of the skin that you see, and it's the thinner part of the skin. Down underneath is your dermis, and that part's a little bit thicker. That's the part you don't see, but that's the part that has the blood vessels in it. You know, your body doesn't just your blood is just not running around your body. It's in tubes. It's not just, splashy in there. It is actually running around in tubes like straws. And there's straws all over every part of your body. Has big straws, little straws, tiny, tiny, tiny straws. Okay, so you've got straws all over your body. And your straws have to stay together. Your straws cannot get holes in them. If your straw gets a hole in them, there's a big problem. Straws sometimes can get holes in them. Even the ones you drink out of sometimes can have holes in them. But your straws, your blood vessels, need to stay whole. They need to stay together. They cannot have holes in them. But you have had holes in your blood vessels, like when you've fallen, or when you've got cut with a knife, and you've bled, and your leg is bleeding, and you look down, and ow, that hurts, and the blood is trickling down your leg. It's because your pipes have been split. And there's mommy might put a bandage on if it's not too bad of a split. If it's a very bad break, like a big, deep slice with a knife, you might have to have stitches in order to help you heal. But mommy usually knows when to take you to the doctor if it's necessary or not. So you have pipes in your body, and your pipes live in your dermis. They don't live on top of you. If you had all your pipes outside of your body, you might hit it accidentally and put a hole in your pipe, and all your blood to fall out of your body. That's not a good idea. So the Lord Jesus knew that, so he just built you with your pipes on the inside of your body. So that way if you scratch yourself, you don't bleed. Okay, but if you scratched yourself and you had a whole bunch of bloody pipes out here, you had all these pipes, and you scratched too hard, you might break one of those pipes, and then you'd have blood everywhere. No, God says we can't do that. We're going to put your pipes on the inside of you, down in your epidermis, down so it's nice and deep. So you don't have to worry about bumping into something and bleeding out. So your epidermis is the part you see, and your dermis the part that's down underneath. And then there's another layer, and that's called a fatty layer. And it's just the fat that, everyone has a little fat here and there, and some people have a lot more fat than others. but your fatty tissue is also below your dermis. So you have epidermis, dermis, and then your fatty tissue. You have a paper, and it's in your packet, and it looks like that. Okay? Your paper looks like that. Not today, but the next time we talk, we're going to be starting to fill in this little drawing. It's a drawing of your skin. And we're going to kind of talk about some more about your skin and how it works. So get this paper out, and the next time we're together in our science, we'll be learning a little bit more about skin. We'll be learning about that epidermis, the dermis, and then the fatty tissue. And we'll look for some pipes, see if we can find some pipes in our drawing. Your skin is interesting. Your skin is breathing. It's got holes in it. Holes everywhere. Now you can't see them because they're very small. But if you were a scientist and had a microscope, you could see them. So there's holes all over your body. They're called pores. P-O-R-E-S. There's pores all over your body. And we're going to learn next time that those pores are very, very important to your body health. So the Lord Jesus, when he put you together, not only did he make you cute, and not only did he create you in his image, but when he put you together, he knew exactly what he was doing. He had it all figured out, all planned out. It was perfect. He didn't have to create Adam and take him into the shop and say, oh, this part didn't work very well, or this part didn't work. No. He looked at all of creation and he said it was good. It was good. It was just like he wanted. So when he created Adam from the dust of the earth, remember that? He picked up that dust and he breathed into Adam the breath of life. And Adam became a living creature. And remember when Eve was made? Remember she was made from one of Adam's ribs. And he caused a deep sleep to come to Adam. And he took that rib out and he created woman. And Adam looked at that woman and said, "Wozy bozy. That is so amazing." And one of these days, boys, you're going to be right there. And you're going to find that wife that's going to be, oh, so amazing. And God knew exactly what man needed. He didn't need another animal. He had lots of animals. But he needed the girl. And so you find that in life, most boys have a girl. They have someone that they love dearly. Just like your daddy loves your mommy very, very much. Because it was God's plan all along. So God doesn't make mistakes. He knows exactly what he's doing at all times. And when he created Adam, he created him perfectly. When he created mankind, he created all the systems of the body to work just perfectly. And one of those systems is skin. So the next time we talk, we're going to learn a little bit more about how important the pores are in your skin. When you come next time to science class, be sure you bring a pencil and be sure you bring the one, not the one that says skin test, but the one that just says skin and it has numbers on it. Can you do that for me? Okay.